Hello, everyone. I hope you are all doing well, safe, and happy. Today, I am going to share a very beautiful, inspiring, and helpful story with you. This story is not just a simple story. It is full of daily use English sentences that you can use in your real life. These are the kinds of sentences we speak every day. And by listening, repeating, and practicing them, you can improve your English speaking skills, your confidence, and your mindset. So, please listen carefully, repeat after me slowly and clearly, and try to practice these sentences with your friends, your family, or even alone in front of a mirror. Remember, practice is the key to success. Now, let's begin this journey together. My name is Moin. I am a young man with big dreams. I came to a new country to build a better life for myself and my family. It was not an easy decision, but I knew that if I wanted to grow, I had to step out of my comfort zone. When I arrived, everything felt new and unfamiliar. The people were new, their faces were different, their way of talking was different. The language was new, and I could not understand everything. The streets looked different, the buildings were different, and even the air felt different. I felt excited because I was starting a new chapter of my life, but at the same time, I was scared because I did not know what would happen next. I had only one small bag with me. Inside that bag were a few clothes, some important documents, and many hopes and dreams.
But in my heart, there was also a deep feeling of missing my family. I missed my parents, I missed my home, I missed the comfort of familiar voices and familiar places. Sometimes I felt like I wanted to go back, but then I reminded myself why I came here. I took a deep breath and said to myself, Moin, you are strong. You can do this. Don't give up. The first night in the new country was very quiet. I stayed in a small room. The room was clean, but it felt empty and cold. There was no one to talk to, no one to share my thoughts with. I sat on my bed and looked around the room again and again. I felt lonely. I picked up my phone and checked it many times, hoping to see a message from my family or friends, but there was nothing new. I thought about my home, and slowly tears filled my eyes. But I wiped my tears and told myself, be strong. This is just the beginning. That night, I slept with hope in my heart and dreams in my mind. The next morning, I woke up early. I felt nervous because I knew that I had to go outside and face the world. I had to talk to people, but my English was not strong. I was afraid of making mistakes. I was afraid that people would laugh at me. Still, I decided to try. I practiced some simple sentences in my mind. I stood in front of the mirror, looked at myself, and gave a small smile. I said, "Good morning, Moin. Today is a new day. You can do it." That small self-talk gave me a little confidence. I opened the door and stepped outside. The streets were busy. People were walking quickly, talking on their phones and moving.
Later, I needed to use public transport, but I didn't know which bus to take. I felt scared to ask someone, but then I remembered my promise to myself. I said, "Moin, don't be afraid. Just try." I walked up to a man and said, "Excuse me." He stopped and looked at me. I asked, "Which bus goes downtown?" He explained it slowly and clearly. I listened carefully and said, "Thank you so much." He smiled and said, "You're welcome." That moment taught me a very important lesson. People are helpful. We just need to ask. Fear makes things difficult, but trying makes things easier. That day, I reached my destination safely. I felt more confident than before. My steps were stronger and my heart felt lighter. In the evening, I felt tired, but I also felt proud of myself. I cooked simple food, sat alone, and ate quietly. While eating, I thought about my journey. I realized that life is not easy, but it is possible if we keep trying. I took out my notebook and wrote some new English sentences. I read them again and again. Practice made me feel better and more confident. That night, I slept peacefully. Days started passing, and every day brought a new lesson. Sometimes I made mistakes, and sometimes people corrected me. At times I felt embarrassed, but I did not stop. I kept speaking, I kept listening, and I kept learning. Slowly, my fear started becoming smaller, and my confidence started becoming bigger. I began to enjoy the process of learning. One day, I decided to go for a job interview. I was very nervous. My hands were shaking, and my heart was beating fast. I wore clean clothes and practiced my answers many times at home. When I entered the office, I took a deep breath and said, "Good morning." They smiled at me, and I started speaking slowly and clearly. I did my best. No matter what the result would be, I felt proud because I tried. After a few days, I received good news. I got the job. I could not believe it. I was so happy that I smiled the whole day. I thanked God and called my family. When I told them the news, they were very happy and proud of me. Their happiness gave me strength and courage.
For the first time, I felt that I was moving forward. At work, everything was new again. New people, new rules, new responsibilities. But this time, I was not as afraid as before. I listened carefully, asked questions when I didn't understand, and learned new words every day. My coworkers were kind and helpful. They supported me and guided me. I always said thank you and appreciated their help. Slowly, I became comfortable in my new environment. Living in a new country changed me in many ways. I became braver, more patient, and more confident. I learned to trust myself. I learned to speak without fear. I accepted my mistakes and used them as lessons. Step by step, I improved myself. Every small effort mattered, and every small success gave me motivation. Sometimes I still miss my home, my family, and my old life. I miss the comfort of familiar places and familiar faces. But I also respect my new journey because it made me stronger. This journey taught me independence, confidence,